While she was inhaling her last breaths, she mutely uttered her last words. I was deceived and misled in this consternating desert in which I am going to perish away. Never. Never trust anybody who you don't perceive? With these soft-spoken last words, her distressed soul approached to the seventh skies. And Sarah was unfortunately buried herself in the unmerciful and searing sand after laying on it for 2 bizarre years. This inflamed suffering just happened because of the victimized amulet. When she opened the tiny glossy bottle once arrived to the dessert, there was some kind of horrible mist coming out of it which made Farron feeling suffocated. And after a brief while she felt as if she was getting choked by someone. She tried to yelp for help but there was no one in that hollow desert. It was almost afternoon as Farron was told to reveal the bottle at afternoon in an unknown desert. Something was peculiar about the desert though. 2 years ago before when Farron was perished away, she was lost out of nowhere. She fainted at a place she didn't even know herself. She woke up after a long while and it was hard for her to actually realize that she fainted there. She wondered if she would go further because there was no chance of looking back, she was lost for good. She calmly started traveling ahead, but found nothing but the beautiful and seductive nature and the presence of God, which mattered the most. She was almost going to lose her soft hope of a happy life until she stopped at a gloomy cave near some rough bushes. She felt kind of weird standing there, and was dying to know what would be inside. Nothing, Farron thought, but she got shocked after seeing this all. She saw a middle-aged man sitting on the rocky surface murmuring some gibberish. That guy had strange old things beside him. Ahem, said Farron slightly to get that guy's attention. The guy slowly opened his dark red eyes and gave a grin to Farron, which gave her thrills and agitated sensations. Farron was inquisitive about knowing that guy, but on the other hand she had these uncomfortable feelings because she realized that it was not really a good idea to come here alone. Well, who do we have here? Said the guy with a plain smile. I'm Farron, she told him. And who are you? Asked Farron confidently. My name's Amik, he said. He was a guy from the Sikh religion. Why are you here alone? Asked Farron confusingly. I'm a necromancer, said the guy with evil eyes. This gave Farron horrible sensations. But for a minute, Farron thought that maybe Amik could help me get my life better. What are you thinking, little lady, and why are you here at this time? What if I told you that I wanted a better life? Can you show me a patch that it can be true? Asked Farron with questionable sights. Well, I can give you a mild course if you want, said Amik while staring in the mess he had beside him. Course? Okay. I'm fine with that, said Farron with a blank face. Okay, so take this, said Amik to Farron. It was a gloomy bottle with nothing inside but a black mist. It had a captured jinni inside it for a century, a jinni that can improve and tell you your future. You have to expose this bottle in a desert, said Amik. Jinnis? Jinnis ain't real? Are they? Asked Farron confusingly. Only if you believe in their beauty of magic, said Amik politely. All right, I am ready to do this just for the sake of my life. Well, that's good to hear, said Amik. To be honest, Farron wasn't a lady that could get fooled easily, but this time, she twisted it all around just because she was unaware of the dark world she lived in. Oh, and where is the desert you told me about? Once it's mid-afternoon the next day, the shadow of the bottle will lead you there, told Amik while looking Farron with strange sights. Oh well. Okay, uttered Farron confusingly. While Farron was leaving that dark cave, Amik informed her to open it at exact afternoon and not before that. Farron stopped for a while and continued to walk with no answer to that awareness call. Farron had no idea what she was doing though, and it was all because of her carelessness. She lost some of her senses while she fainted off. She had no clue about what harm could that amulet provide her. The place where Farron was lost and fainted was near her house. She ran away from her house to just relax for a bit. She ran to the Dean where she built a small wood cottage, never mind one, but had a very secret chamber behind it that was never known. Well, she crossed a small lake and carried her beautiful soft feet onto the white rose garden where she picked up some big blossoming flowers and secured them onto her hair. Too much flowers, aren't they, on my hair, she thought, but as nice they looked on her, where now she was nowhere near her house. She laughed in traumatization, why was unknown. She screeched and screeched for a whole hour. With those intonations in pain, in distress. Then all of a sudden, she started smiling in trauma, her tears crumbling and running hollow. Farron was suffering a lot from hardships and struggles with her life, which is why she wanted something to change her life to a better one as before when she was younger. Farron was almost 8 when her parents died. She was very close to her parents, especially her father. Farron was almost going to lose her impulse when she got to know about her parents' death. She took a lot of stress and caught a wild depression too. She had an older sister named Sarah. Farron used to live with her aunt and uncle after her parents passed away. She rather regretted living in her fake home, a home with unfaithful thoughts and black disputed yops from her Aunt Annie's daughter Nora. She was a very mean girl with a tongue full of disdain. Farron loathed and cursed her because she didn't had nothing else to do, but just screech abuses on Farron that surely led Farron to extreme madness. On the other hand, Farron's sister Sarah is being usually loved by Nora, as she loves frolicking her blonde long hair that undoubtedly irritated Sarah, but so she was helpless due to her dreadful Aunt Annie. She was risky, yet she had a beauty that was inexpressible. Her polished hair and her gorgeous ocean eyes were inexpressible, as they had 15 deep and beautiful flares inside, genetic from her father. Her collarbones as sharp as a needle, a perfect honorable figure just like her mother. Her cheeks blushing and red and beautifully shaped nose. She loved white gowns and white colors as her father, and the last time she got white flowers from her father a day before her father's death. She suffered from trauma and died while revealing this deceiving world. Her name was Farron?